Today is a very exciting day because I got something with the mail yesterday. Here we go. My KELPI flanker full titanium exhaust. Look at that bad boy. And we are gonna mount this today. What do you say, babe?
Let's go!
Woo! Now what I need to say here is that I'm an absolute motorcycle noob. I fucking love riding bikes. But I've never really spent the time it takes to get like really expert mode, passionate about it. But currently in the process of selling my GSX, and yeah, here's the new MT09 SP model. That bad boy is gonna be changed, so I am looking forward to this right now. Let's freaking do this. If anyone out there is wondering why I'm half naked, I live in the jungle. It's pretty fucking humid here, so there you have it.
Dogs, cause one of them got fleas. Don't just listen to these songs and think that you got.
I have mounted a belly pan. I don't know why it's got so dirty on the side. So that's going to be an extra challenge for me to navigate. Yep. As you see, it's nice and clean on this side, but for some reason, while I was standing in there in the cover, it's been sprayed with, I think it's been raining really hard one night, and it's just been sprayed with some dirt. I swear to you guys, I take care of my bike. It's normally not this dirty. But yeah, so here we go. This is the guy that has to go, and then the challenge, the extra challenge is this thing, which if I have to take that off, that's just going to be extra work. I might have to, I'm not really sure. But either way, let's get this going. Before we start, just a quick little shout out to the KELPI boys down in Australia. Before buying this, I was in contact with them on Instagram. The system is right there. I wasn't sure if this was the right system for my bike, so to ensure that this thing would fit on the new SP24 model, generation 4, I texted them Instagram, and they were very nice, you know, communicating with me there. And I also have the KELPI bar and mirrors on this bike, which I love these, absolutely, because we do a lot of lane splitting here with the traffic in Phuket, so if needs be, I can quickly turn this in and back out to the angle that I want it. The only thing I had to change this little bolt here, but that's for another video. So yeah, got this with the mail. Had to pay like 20% tax, which was a lot of money, but whatever. Everything was nicely packaged, and got this baffle. I'm not sure if this is the quiet core or whatever that is, but mountain brackets, the springs, and then of course, yeah, the different parts of the exhaust. So let's get started. And then, as to say, I am a noob, so I will be using the YouTube video that KELPI provides on how to dismount the original exhaust and also how to mount this, so wish me luck. And of course, before we get started, even though everyone knows how this bike sounds like in stock, let me just do a little comparison. Might be able to take this mic a little closer. You can already now see why it's going to be a problem with the belly pan. I have the O2 sensor right there, which needs to be taken off, and there's a little zip tie over here that I need to clip off, and obviously this whole thing is in the way, so I guess I'm realizing already here from the get-go that this has got to come off, which is a fucking hassle. But God knows I'm not going to give up. Okay, managed to get the zip tie off, and now it's just that O2 sensor right there. There we go. Had to take off another zip tie up. You have to twist it around. It's pretty hard to just keep twisting. I was kind of afraid I was going to ruin it, but I think it's good. I'm obviously going to just keep it twisted now and then reverse twist it when I mount it again, and that should be good. Okay, next up we're going to loosen these two radiator mounts here and the one on the other side, and then this thing right here. In the KELPI video, he shows that he's dismounting this all the way in here, but I've seen another video where he just pulls it apart right here, and that seems a million times easier, so that's what I'm going to try and go for. All right, there you go. You see it came off right there. It's pretty loose now. Now I just need to figure this thing out. Okay, bonus. So we can see here that I actually managed to get it off this hook right there, and the way I did it was, it's hard to see in there, but there's this little piece of iron that's kind of hitting it, so you have to tweak that to the side, and then it came off, and now I can move it further away, and I don't have to take this off, which is a massive win. Now, I did take 2 cable ties here through the mount, and I pulled up the radiator slightly by mounting it to the top part of the fork. That way I'm gonna have more space down here to work. Okay, next up we're gonna unscrew the bolts, exhaust to the cylinders. Nice and easy. That extra space we got now is paying off nicely. Okay, you see. So a little bit easier here with my fingers. It's good this bike is still pretty new, so I do think it's easier to do this while the bolts are fresh and not rusty. Next clip you'll see I'm gonna have taken all off. But yeah, there you go, 12mm. Okay, we're progressing. Potentially we got some dark clouds coming in, so I gotta be quick to to get this under cover. But the last 2 things to go now is that bolt we have right here, which I believe it's a 14mm, and then on the other side, the one right there. Alright, so I'm gonna take these off now. And then the next bolt is the last one, so I have to be careful when I loosen that and I don't drop the whole thing on the floor. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, maybe it's better I just hold it. I think it is. Now the challenging part is that I have this fucking belly pan on. What we're having is this center exhaust mount right there is hitting this thing that I was trying to not take off. It can't get off because it's in the way, so I'm gonna have to try and loosen that bolt now. But I will say now that I did move the radiator up, it is accessible. But yeah, I thought I was smart, but I was not. Okay boys, here we go. Jackpot. Now the question is, can I get this out without taking the belly pan off? Sorry, this was my biggest worry from the beginning. Surely. Yes. There we have it. Big old sucker. Now, here's the thing that I should probably have done before, but I got a little bit too eager. Should probably have connected some of the pipes so I could minimize the time that the cylinders would be exposed. Now let's see what KELPI says.
I need to give those headers a little wiggle just to completely free it up.
Did that. 2 of the gaskets came out, 1 is still in there. I do have a little bit of grease.
As you place them back into the engine block.
That is my next step. But first off, gotta wash my hands, because I do not want this beautiful exhaust full of fingerprints that I potentially won't be able to completely clean afterwards, so let's wash up. Now here's the thing, I saw a video where they complained about this actually being the hardest part of the mounting is to make these fit. But I saw in that video that as long as you just made it work with the... Okay, there's actually numbers on it, but there's no numbers on these. Look at that, will you? But now I need to put the springs on, and in noob fashion, I don't have a spring tool, but I've seen a hack with using like the plastic straps or the plastic clips and a screwdriver and then pulling it in. So I'm gonna do that. So let's see how the next step goes. And bingo. Now before I mount the first part of the exhaust in here, I need to make sure that these gaskets are in the right place. I'm not quite sure how tricky this is going to be, but I could imagine it is quite tricky to get them to stay. Just stay there, please. Ah, fuck me. Bring on the grease. Okay, let's try with some sticky yicky on it. There we go. On the other side. Come on, make it 2 out of 2. And it's there. Oh, yes. This next part might be the hardest of them all. We're gonna get these on while not dropping the gaskets. Jesus, this is gonna be a mess. Let's just get 1 bolt on it loosely and then go from there. Come on. Yep. There we go. I'm actually a little bit surprised to see how well it's fitting. Okay, we managed to get the 6 bolts on in here. Still just fit it with my fingers, no tools needed yet. We need to kind of assemble everything. That's something I've seen in all these mounting videos that's important, is that you don't tighten anything until everything has been connected. Next piece of the exhaust, let's put that on, and that's gonna then come on the back side of this screw that we took off on this side. Let me go ahead and turn the right way. Thank you, that was embarrassing. You didn't see that. Okay, let's get this on. Yeah. Okay, really afraid to use it. Okay. Now for this bolt here, we'll use the original bolt that you got, or you took out, so you don't use any new on another screw, but the bolt on the other side, KELPI supplies that, so you mount that on the other side. Time to put the springs on. Okay, so I need to put a spring on here. down to there. This is the fucking belly pan. It's gonna be hard. And then on the other side, I don't know if you can see it, there's a spring here, further down as well. That's a fucking home run, boys. You can see the strips are hanging off, but we have the spring in place on both sides. Yeah. By the way, guys, you're gonna laugh at me now. Inside the box, under one of the cardboard flaps, do you know what I found? Go ahead and laugh. KELPI provides this now, which I wasn't aware. So please, I hope if you're mounting this exhaust, you will find this, and if not, at least watch this video to the point where you know it's in there. Thank you, KELPI. Now for this next part, we are getting this bolt out right here, and apparently this one can be pretty tight. Oh, baby boy. So, confirming, we're mounting it this way with the flat and then the curve going in. Okay, here we go. Next up, we're gonna get the baffle on. This bad boy, look at that. Yew! Now, here's the big question. Let me show you something. Here we have the big question. Do we keep the silencer in or out? Out, I think. We'll see. I can always add it in if it's too loud. Okay, let's see. Look at that. Let's use this now and get the springs on. Oh, that is so much easier. Yeah, we got it, boys. I guess this is the first time we've seen the whole thing on the bike, huh? Look at that little flanker exhaust. Looking good, eh? Yeah. Can't wait to turn that sucker on. And lastly, we're putting this bolt, which was supplied by KELPI, on these two mounts. Fit those together. I think I'll maybe bring the other one behind. This looks a little messy. Be wary about the distance to the swing arm here above and the rear brake. Ensure everything is good. So I'll do that now. There we go. As you can see, that's in right there. Everything is still a little bit loose. So I think the last thing I need to do now is tighten all the bolts at that cylinder. When doing that, I think it's important that we do it like bolt by bolt, like tiny bit by tiny bit. So there we have it. They are mounted. And the KELPI exhaust is on. There we go. It does. The muffler is a little bit loose, but I have tightened this bolt as good as I can. I guess it's just the nature of that sort of bracket. Not sure. But that's on. I need to clean it. I need to remount the O2 sensor, remount the radiator, and then after that, I think I'm done. Oh, there was one question I had, which I don't know yet. I texted KELPI. I don't know if I'm supposed to add springs from these mounts up to the flanger. I've seen some pictures of other bikes that have a spring here. I have quite a few springs left, so I'm honestly not too sure. I sent them a message on Instagram, so I'm gonna finish this off now. Let's go. All right, here we go. Look at this. The finished product. There we have it. Looks pretty good with that belly pan as well, huh? Maybe it's not your taste, but I think it gives it that little extra sporty look. Ay, ay, ay. This is an exciting time, isn't it? Just had it cleaned off, so it's nice and clean now before I started. Let's do this. The moment that we're all waiting for. That is motherfucking loud. Holy fuck. That is insanely loud. There's no way I can fire it up in my neighborhood here. That is insane. That is absolutely insane. I'm baffled. This is so much louder than my Yoshimura on my Suzuki GSX. Holy fuck. I definitely need to put that baffle in. This is fucking loud. Are you crazy? Wow, okay. Well, that will be my experiment for tomorrow. I need to hear it with the baffle because that is fucking loud. I can't even fucking have like in this tight complex of houses here. I can't just fire this up like this and rev it. Fuck me, it's loud. Step number 2, let's try with the baffle and then see what happens. Okay, we're back again. Day number 2. Today's job will be to install the DB killer, the basic baffle in here. And the second thing is to, well, you can't see it now, but connect the springs to the flangers by the cylinder. So I'm gonna do that. I'm not gonna bore you with it. We're just gonna get this put in and then fire it up to then hear the proper sound with the DB killer in. Let's go. Okay, we're back. Take 2, this time with the standard decibel killer inside. Let's hope it's not too loud. That's definitely a lot better than yesterday. It's still loud, but it's better than yesterday, for sure. But it's a whole lot louder than the original. There's definitely not any lack of pops and bangs, that's for sure. Holy shit, it's still very loud. But man, does it sound good once you fucking give it a bit of gas. Shit. But yeah, now it has to be taken through its first little heat cycle. It's already smoking like crazy. Obviously it's just kind of settling in. But yeah, fuck me, that is a completely different sound to the stock. That is insane. So there you have it, the installation and test of the KELPI Customs full titanium flanger exhaust on the 24 version of the MT09 SP. 100% a lot louder than I'm used to with my Yamaha Alpha T on my GSX S750. And I'm not gonna lie, it's definitely something I need to get used to when riding. I think it's like just that borderline loud where I'm gonna have to wear earplugs, which I know is pretty common in the motorcycle world, but it's also, that adds for me that extra little layer of inconvenience every day. But I think I maybe just have to get used to that extra few decibels that it's providing. But the sound is insane. The pops, I thought that my Yamaha Alpha T was popping and cracking a lot, you know, when you come off the throttle. But this thing is unreal. Like, it sounds like, it has like that rawness of a cafe racer, but the top end, when you twist the throttle, is like, it is screaming like I've never heard an exhaust before. So again, it's pretty advantageous to have an exhaust like this here where I live, because traffic is insane and people get in accidents all the time. So being able to be heard when you're in traffic is super important. They have the quiet core baffle as well, which I don't think it'll ever come to the point for me to use that, but it's an option as well. And the people who's having this exhaust without the baffle, they're fucking hardcore. They don't care. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. I definitely enjoyed installing it, and now I'm gonna enjoy fully riding this bike and drawing some attention. See you in the next one.
Don't go shooting all the dogs, cause one of them got fleas. Don't just listen to these songs and think that you got grease. They just lyrics, I be venting to this mic, it's therapy. You could